It is winter 2014. Leading up to the holiday season, the time has come to look at Philippe Couillard and his Liberal government's accomplishments. We should note the courage of the government in cracking down on such services as childcare, support for the disabled, and those living with mental illnesses. The Premier is standing up to the powerful lobbies of society's most vulnerable. In the health and social services sector, the Premier and his sinister... Minister of Health, Dr. Barrett, are preparing a major reform. Let's join Sandra Featherbrook at the Integrated Health Centre of Quebec. Sandra?
Yes. In fact, with Bill 10, Minister Barrett is taking on a greater role in the health and social services system. According to rumors, he will personally answer calls made to 911. He is faced with opposition from pretty much everyone besides the Chamber of Commerce, who see in this bill an opportunity to, and I quote, rake in the big bucks. The minister affirms that he is determined to stick to his guns because I'm the boss and I decide, got it? On top of that, the Liberals have decided to cut budgets in the public health sector. This will allow them to fix several problems at the source, since the public simply won't hear about them anymore.
Brilliant. Simply brilliant. Thanks, Sandra. Minister of Finance, Carlos Leitao, insisted on reminding us that good things come to those who wait, to which the opposition parties responded, "You reap what you sow." Let's go back to Sandra, who's live in one of the rare schools that boast acceptable air quality levels, to see what's going on in the field of education. Sandra?
According to the Minister of Education, Yves Bolduc, we can do much more in education by cutting down on unnecessary programs like academic achievement support, food aid, cleaning and building maintenance, libraries, and school transportation. He himself works over 200 hours per week as a doctor, member of parliament, and minister, as well as managing the local Chez Goofy franchise. Minister Bolduc does not understand why teaching staff would not take care of everything in the schools by doing the cleaning themselves. Back to you, George.
Ignoring problems to avoid responding to them is a strategy that is tried and tested by the federal government. Speaking of shutting out scientists and ignoring science, the Couillard government has also decided to adopt an innovative strategy of inverse investment in higher education, asking them to do more with less, and eventually more with nothing.
That's right, George. And I might add that the government has also announced that it will increase fees for daycare services, cut provisions to municipalities in the regions, eliminate youth employment and local development centers, cut support to community organizations working in employment integration and salary subsidies, all of this to eventually create 250,000 new jobs. Let's see where we're at so far with that.
Thanks, Sandra. In their action plan, the Couillard government is using the old Roman tactic, hoping that the Canadians will win the cup and that Survivor will be put back on the air to keep people anywhere but in the streets. If the trend continues, Couillard's government should be able to privatize the entire province of Quebec by the end of 2016, a year and a half before the scheduled deadline. We are expecting the citizens' response any minute now. The greater our numbers, the greater our strength. Ladies and gentlemen, march on.